Hi everyone. Well, this week I've returned from my annual leave and it's been great to catch up with colleagues. Whilst I've been away, people have clearly been working really hard to accelerate recovery, and we're now undertaking much more routine work for our patients. But of course it's going to be some time before we truly are back to normal. That's evident from all that I've seen. Nevertheless, I'm delighted to see that in the midst of all the challenges, we're actually making great progress. This week I visited the theatres both in Poole Hospital and in the Royal Bournemouth, and actually I've been feeling really encouraged by those visits. I was expecting to hear a lot about the challenges of the past few months, particularly given that our theatre staff and theatre schedules have been so hugely disrupted as a consequence of COVID. Large numbers of our theatre staff had to move into intensive care to support the response. Nevertheless, our staff have been really positive. Hearing their stories was another reminder of the dedication and commitment of staff. I've been so impressed by the way in which individuals and teams have just got on with doing the right thing, stepping into the breach to maintain services. It's only looking back that we can see just how very brave and professional people were, stepping away from all that was familiar at a time of great anxiety. Staff have said how much they appreciated all the support they've received from their colleagues. Everyone's really proud of their teams and the way in which they responded in pulling together in response to the crisis. We know that staff really value working as part of a team. Great teamwork makes a massive difference to our experience in work and also to the outcomes for our patients. We have got so many fantastic teams in Poole Hospital, Christchurch Hospital and the Royal Bournemouth, and we must never take that for granted. It was heartening to see that things are beginning to recover and that we can begin to see perhaps the light at the end of the tunnel. Staff are really pleased to be getting back working together with their usual colleagues and having them come back together again, and as a consequence of teams getting more established, more routine work is taking place. I've also been struck by the fact that everyone's so committed to getting all the learning out of the events of the past few months. There are some things people don't want to go back to. Some of the new ways of doing things are far better. And people are making sure that the learning is built into our plans going forward. I'm quite clear that in the event of another COVID strike, we will never again see the same degree of disruption and disorientation that we had to face earlier this year, which is really good to know. Once again, it was great to hear how everyone's appreciated all the health and wellbeing support that's been made available to staff from their colleagues and from the wider trust. The rest areas and bubbles have made a real difference, but staff have really benefited from being able to access counselling and psychological support, which in many cases has been really, really necessary. People have been so encouraged again by all the support from the community and genuinely touched by all the donations that have been received. Now at this stage I want to say a big hello and a big welcome back to all those of you who've been away shielding. We've really missed you. I know that you've all been keeping in touch with the Trust and many of you have been working from home remotely, supporting your colleagues in different ways. Thank you so much for all the flexibility that you've shown and all that commitment. It's great that around 30% of our shielded staff are now back in the workplace, and that's making a huge difference. I've also enjoyed hearing from people their thoughts about the mergers I've been going round. People want to be doing lots more joint training and development and so much exchange, particularly with the theatre staff, as colleagues have been working together and supporting each other to fill gaps in the workforce and meet the schedules. This is really great because as the University Hospitals Dorset, research, training, innovation, development, all of these things are at the heart of our new organisation. Now next week is going to be a very exciting week. We've got our board to board with the regulator coming up when we meet with them to talk about all our plans, our work to build the joined up culture and how we're going to continue providing safe, high quality care in our new organisation despite everything the world throws at us. Do you know, we've done so much work on this. I'm quite looking forward to that board to board and sharing with them all the things that we've been doing. So next month, the two boards will formally vote to approve the transaction and apply for merger, and both councils of governors will also be voting on the transaction. Our new organisation will then be formally established from the 1st of October and we'll all move into the new University Hospitals Dorset NHS Foundation Trust. So despite all the uncertainty of COVID, there's lots of good news to share. Another good thing just to share with you, I came back from my holiday to find that we've got £4 million more to put into our emergency departments this year in order to help us cope with COVID and improve flow. More fantastic news and another opportunity to improve our services. So in closing, I do hope that you've all had a chance to take some time off over the past few weeks, and if you haven't had any holiday, please make sure you get that organised as soon as possible. I think it's going to be lively for the remainder of the year, so make sure you get your batteries charged and that you're ready for all the exciting times ahead. Thanks again to everybody for all that you're doing to support each other and to provide great care for our patients. I really couldn't be more proud of you. Thank you.